All right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Mid States Live.
Hello.
As we bring you interesting entertainment from around the diecast world, and especially what's happened here in the Midwest. Uh, we've got Jamie Heithaus on tonight from Capital City. I probably screwed that up. I'm apologizing in advance as he's looking for a car to rip open in the green room. Um, we're getting into the kind of quiet time of the year, aren't we?
A little bit, yeah. It's been kind of weird. It's kind of like, what do I got to do this weekend? Nothing? Sweet. You know, I hate to say it like that, but after the last, 4.5 months of literally go, 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 back-to-back shows, 6-hour travel days, national, it's always a lot. So when we kind of get on the other side of it, and you're kind of like, get to kick
Yeah, I
back and
know.
relax for a few. It's kind of nice. I've gotten a lot of stuff done around my house, so that's a huge plus. So
All right. Yeah, I know. Same here. I mean, we're building a wall, literally.
this is
If
true.
those who have been around the on my personal page, you've seen me putting updates. The
Yeah.
poor guy got shot in the face with concrete last night, like at the one of the videos. As always, we would love a like, a subscribe, and a follow on our YouTube page. All of that goes towards just making us a little bit more visible to everybody else. So we'll take that down now because nobody needs to see that.
Nope.
And then, so what else do we got going on here in the next few weeks? Because I feel like there's things coming up.
Well, I know that Tulsa, Oklahoma is this weekend, which
Oh
we are
yeah,
sadly not making that run this time around. I'm
yeah.
guessing we'll be there at the next one.
I think we're doing either September or November.
Okay. I know that the group that is putting on the Fremont show is getting geared up. I know they still got a left, so if you're looking to sell at that, go ahead and reach out to them. I know that Chris Stangler's event is coming up here really quickly. Be Father's Day weekend, 12th through the 15th.
Yeah.
Um, that's going to be a crazy time. I'm looking forward to that one. I think I don't know, I can't remember them all off the top of my head. I'm not good at remembering things sometimes.
There's not much going on right now between now and um, June, and then we have our show on July 8th or July 20th.
Yeah,
Now
that'll be fun.
we do have the table request form ready. We just need to put it out. So those of you who have been wanting to know, thank you for your patience. We'll get that put out here in just a second. We also do have our cool combi that we need to auction off. And of course, as always, as stated in the chapter meeting, those funds go to the club to be used towards us putting on events, um, maybe paying for uh,
Venues.
venues, going towards um, giveaways. It's to
Okay.
benefit the club, as
Hmm.
stated in the chapter meeting.
Oh yeah.
There's our disclaimer for tonight.
Mr. Brian, how you doing? Was it Mr. Chris? How you doing? Man, everybody's popping in tonight.
Yeah, and we're getting ready to go as Jamie's kind of still hunting around back there. I wish we could kind of show this because it's kind of
No,
fun to watch, but
but
let's not put any more pressure on people.
we got June 21st would be the top of Iowa up there in Mason City, Miss
Oh,
Barb.
yeah, we should make a
Um,
road trip.
Yay. I like 5-hour road trips. Those are fun. Uh, June 22nd, the next day, is in Norfolk. So that pretty much solves that question. Mr. Buck, how you doing tonight?
Oh, that's the show out at the college, I think.
Oh, well,
That is not
oh, no,
a
you're right. The LHNE, whatever
that's
that
at
is.
Lutheran High Northeast. That show used to be out at the college.
Gotcha.
Um, so they moved it during COVID over to the high school on the west end of town.
Gotcha. Just seen Legends Tour. That's
Oh
happening.
yeah, yeah.
That's that's definitely happening.
That's a road trip, and that's something I think I know I'd like to help with. Yeah, he is a big deal.
Huh.
That's something I'd like to team up with the Mocan folks and the Topeka guys, or the Capital City guys more specifically, and those guys from T Town.
Oh yeah.
All of them. I mean, that would be cool to make a big, strong club presence.
Yep. Hundred
Where
percent. 100% on that one.
I think he may have found something, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, I'll have to get like a thumbs up from him or something when he's ready.
All right. Oh, he's giving the thumbs up, so he's just making his way back from the green room out to the stage
All right. Well,
here.
give him a minute to get situated.
I know.
I really want to open something while we wait.
Well, then open something. There's
All
nothing
right.
saying you can't.
All right. Custom Corvette Stingray Coupe 69 Copo Corvette 2-pack. For once, the cars were both different. I was kind of excited. I know, right? So I picked this up in Nationals. There was a young gentleman, teenager, that had basically made a little pile of diecast on the floor, and he was selling cars out of there. And I walked over just to see what he had, and this is one of the things he had. I mean, look at that. That is just
And then we got yelled at.
yeah. Well, we didn't get yelled at. The young gentleman got yelled at. Look at that. That is heavy. Look at that one. Again, I wish they'd used some chrome wheels or black wheels or something, but
Well, that's the transport one.
is it?
Yeah, I was in the transport.
I didn't open that one yet, so
Pretty sure
that
it was in the...
blue is pretty though.
All right, Jamie's situated. We're about to have some fun.
All right.
This is all about Jamie tonight. Let's bring Mr. Jamie on. Ta-da! Welcome, Jamie. Welcome to the show, as we'll put you the man in the middle here. All right. So, are you pretty excited to do this?
Absolutely.
Awesome. I'm glad that we've finally gotten a chance to do this. I know we talked about it a couple of times, and we've actually had a chance to make it out there. So welcome, Jamie. All right, oops. Get rid of those and go back to this. All right. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, kind of like a brief introduction?
My name is Heithaus. Sorry.
You're good, man.
My name's Jamie Heithaus. I have a 14-year-old girl. She's the love of my life, other than the one I was just kissing.
Good thing we didn't put that on the channel.
Yeah, she goes, did you do that? But no, I love diecast. 91. I bought my first Ferrari Hot Wheel that I kept in the protector, and love that thing.
Nice. Which one was it? Do you remember?
It was the black and gold Testarossa.
Yeah. Which one is?
Had the award-winning Speed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about now.
I had to find a new one because when me and my daughter moved back from Wichita, my storage got broke into and they stole all our stuff.
That sucks.
Yeah, but mine had the
Had the lace wheels on it?
But no, it had the like the split fives or something like that.
Oh, this five spoke. Yeah, I can't talk either. This is going to be a fun night. I don't know if I have one of those out here or not.
No, I don't. They're spread all over this. It's a hot mess down here tonight, folks. All right. What do you like to collect now? I said brand or casting, so you can do either or both or whatever you want to talk about.
When I first started collecting, it was because I've been a Ferrari kid ever since I was a kid. I love Ferrari. Something about Italian design, something about those cars can go 200 miles an hour for 100 miles and still be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And learning the Ferrari story and how they're made and stuff like that, I've just always been crazy about them. So, it's always been Hot Wheels. I've kind of dabbled a little in other things as far as Matchbox, Tarmac, 64, stuff like that. But ultimately, I love Hot Wheels.
Nice. Can't go wrong with any of those brands, but I can see why you'd pick the Hot Wheels. I mean, I'm the same way. I had a few Matchbox myself, but it's always been Hot Wheels. All right.
See, and I just have a little bit of everything, so I'm a little bit crazy. But
well,
so
you got like museums compared to like,
this is not a museum. This is just one idiot that decided to, yeah, sure, make it bigger so it makes a little. This is not a museum. This was just one person's, this is one kid's dream to wanting a bunch of stuff on the wall. I've got way more stuck in copy paper boxes and Hot Wheel boxes that I never even get to see. So trust me, this is not a museum. This is just a little taste of what I got. But so I have a question that's not on the sheet. So since you're a big Ferrari guy, how excited are you to have Ferrari come back after the 10-year hiatus?
Extremely. Which it was odd, when Ferrari dropped Hot Wheels and Ferrari didn't come back together. I was like, okay, so I think it's Maizado and there's one other company that picked them up, but they're just not Hot Wheels. I mean, Hot Wheels is the #1 toy brand in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they're 99-cent pop metal cars, but something about holding a little miniature version of what would cost $500,000 to own is incredible. And then to roll on the table, when I was a kid, you did little burnouts and slide and make little humps in the blanket. Just using your imagination. But no, I'm definitely stoked about it. I pre-ordered 2 cases of the Circuit Legends that's going to have
the Chase one.
The Chase, they're already, they're the preliminaries of all these guys in the Facebook groups are talking about, it's going to be a $300-400 Chase.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm starting to see, out on the West Coast, they're starting to get the main line, and I don't want to pay $15 for one.
Just wait, you'll find them in town.
No, I won't. Do you forget where I was?
Yeah, actually, I do. But you got friends though, man. You got friends. We can help out with these problems because without Kent, I wouldn't be able to find stuff at all because I don't have the time to go out hunting, 16 hours a day like some of the collectors do. So, I mean, I'll be lucky to hit a store a week if I get lucky.
I bet wished I only hit a store a week, but sometimes they're only $1.27, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're cheap. I just can't find. I mean, I got lucky this weekend and I found a couple of treasure hunts that I didn't have, and I got my brother a couple of the Red Bull Formula One cars, and that was all I found that I didn't have from that previous case. So I mean, it was nice to find some new stuff, but I don't, Kent finds most of my new stuff, so he's like a drug dealer. He's buying me Hot Wheels.
Word. So, what's the hot dog trick? That's what Brian wants to know, and if you're going to show it.
I don't know if that's.
I don't know if this is going to be. Remember, this is safe for kids.
Yeah, this is family friendly, and that doesn't sound family friendly to me.
It's nicher, so who knows?
Yeah, no, I don't.
He's like, no. All right, moving on.
Back to we went to the barbecue place like we didn't have hot dogs.
Oh Lord, there's a story there that I don't want to know about.
I do, because I have no idea what he's talking about.
He said, "Love you, Jamie."
All right. So, do you collect any of the NFT castings?
I do. The Pagani Huayra.
That's a good
It's
one.
a good one.
It's a really nice car. I wish, I don't want to say as a collector, because as a collector, we don't put a monetary value on our collection. However, I wish they did better in resale.
Oh, I think that's about to change.
Kent believes that all of the NFTs, since they are canceling the line, are about to go crazy nuclear, which they very well could. It just depends on the supply and the demand. You know, I mean, there's not a very big supply of those cars in the beginning, so you know they're pretty much all going to go a little on the north side. But you know, I've got probably, I don't know, I think I have about 10 of them, not too many, but
Well, here's my thing on it. The physical cars are low production. Sometimes 1,000, 1,200, 300, 400. Not all of them were redeemed.
true.
So there is a limited number of some castings out there. There's a limited number to begin with. So, you know, what turns up? That's the big question to me, is what's going to turn up? Are we going to say in about, what is this, 55, 56, in about 20 years or so, for the 75th anniversary, all these NFTs are going to come out of the locker, like a whole bunch of Larry Wood stuff came out of the locker for the 50th. You know, those cars were made. They were made. They're somewhere. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to be a lot like the C case from the ID series. There's going to be some that are just so unattainable price-wise that, you know, if you get them, it'll be amazing if you do. I mean, I can remember, again, just kind of going off of stuff, how the bug from the ID line was like $80-100, and then eventually it came down. But no, I think the NFT thing is going to go, it's going to shoot north, and it's going to stay north, just because it's less than some of the early RLC production runs. It's less than the Candy Striper. You know, that's just my 2 cents on it. So what
on that? I think I don't think it's the end of it. I really don't. I think it's I think they're going to drop it for a little bit, but I think with the re-release of Ferrari, because in my opinion, as a Hot Wheel collector, I cannot see them re-releasing Ferrari and not making an NFT of it.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
There's a lot of things I think they made mistakes with, like not numbering, not putting serial numbers on it. There was a big hiccup. Remember when they brought out the the truck? They came out with that Chevy truck that was on kind of like a tealish card, and they sent me the wrong car. They sent me a truck. And I said, well, this wasn't the one I got. But if everybody claims them, then why did I get my car and I got to keep the truck?
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't think every car got claimed. I think there's hundreds of cars out there that are not claimed, and I think some of the lesser desirable castings are even less of those out there And if those never get released, the potential there for a resale value or a price increase, it's there.
Yeah.
You just, it comes down to whether or not, like you said, Jamie, people want them. So, my thing is, I think what I had seen was a hard time with maintaining the website, especially for all the non-physical stuff. That's somebody to maintain the server, somebody to patch the server. That's eating up server space, and that's just back end sort of things.
Yeah.
So I think the cost associated to keep that up and running just the same way with the ID line is probably what killed it. I hope Series 10 gets released. Everything on the board says they're supposed to, and that's supposed to be coming up pretty soon because I got 2 Skylines coming out of that. But that's just my thought on it. What did you like about the NFT cars, Jamie?
I liked how they dabbled with something different. I wish there would have been a little more clarity. Like when it first came out, there wasn't a whole lot of news on it. There wasn't a whole lot of how it works. There wasn't a little tutorial to go watch. A lot of people probably didn't get involved because they didn't understand it. But the one thing I love about the NFTs was, of course, probably a rumor, but when they originally made the NFTs, the paint that they were supposed to paint the cars with was supposed to be a limited run for that car only. So I was kind of on that bandwagon because, I mean, that's pretty slick. I mean, you limit the production. Well, not only that, you're painting it with its own color. Kind of makes it a little more valuable.
It's it's just kind of like the ID line. They were all Spectre Flames, so they were all RLC quality paint jobs, just with a computer in the middle of them, and that's what the computer chips is what killed them. So because that was literally the height of COVID. So look at there, Nitcher. Did you send him the copy? Did you send him?
No. So Nitcher wants to know what's your favorite part of convention.
Getting there on what, Friday?
It wasn't getting there. I will never live that down.
Gent still hasn't lived it down, the fact that he showed up on Wednesday in LA. So we did a lot of stuff. We did a lot of fun stuff Tuesday. So
my favorite part of the convention was the fellowship, like getting to see different faces. There were people that I've done business with for years that on Facebook that I've never met in person, and they were at the convention and I never ran into them. So it's, it'd be, I just liked it. It was like, oh, the love for Hot Wheels. And then you go to when we do our shows and stuff like that, the love for Hot Wheels. Well, that's like that's been on my bucket list for the last 15 years. I would say the other part was, asking my fiance to marry me, in front of all my friends. Well, you guys weren't there. I love you guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, I missed that one.
Yeah, we missed that one, but that's okay.
Probably. You late
That's
night.
Cool.
And my daughter.
Us late nights?
Yeah. You guys were up late. Us old people were in bed by like 9:30, 10 o'clock. Plus, not to mention, I haven't walked that much since I was hurting like you wouldn't believe hurting.
Well, and the hotel didn't help with that layout. The layout of the hotel was definitely weird. So that definitely attributed to walking more. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much nationals. It's like bring comfy shoes and you walk a lot.
So you were mentioning your daughter again, and I want you to finish up with that thought because, I mean, you were very proud to show her around and have her introduced to a lot of people. And some of the pictures you showed outside a convention when you were in St. Louis were really cool. So yeah, finish up that thought.
So me and my daughter, her mom kind of likes to take my daughter everywhere. My mother has taken my daughter to Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. Everybody's taken my daughter places, and I've taken her to Worlds of Fun once. Sydney always told me that I'm kind of where she relaxes, which, I mean, between the belly and the boobs, I mean, I'm lazy. And that's why I heard it at nationals. But she made it a point to tell me how much fun she had enjoying that with me, because it was like I said, a bucket list trip, and two of the loves of my life were there with me to enjoy it. Because I don't get out much. Well, I told you guys before, when I came up to Fremont, that's like I came with my mom. So I don't.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all.
No.
I don't get out much. So the fact that I drove to St. Louis and blew up on the lady that runs the whole thing because I was being a jerk, then come to find out that the lady runs the thing was the lady I mouthed off to. And then I had to go clean that up. But no, probably the best.
I missed that.
We missed a lot of stuff, apparently.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good. It wasn't. That was when I showed up at Friday, 4:00, and registrations closed, and she just happened to be the one on the end, opening the door and telling me that I can't get my car.
Gotcha.
After driving 5 hours, dealing with
we'll finish up that story offline. There's no need for that. But I feel your pain.
But the coolest thing about my daughter, and it's a story I don't. And the people were crazy about it. So my daughter, I'll try to make it quick. My daughter is telling me this story. Of course, my daughter caught a fish this big, and just, you know what I mean? Stretches the truth a little bit. And she tells me, she goes, "Dad, I held the camera for these people and took a picture for them." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. You know, awesome, cool. Great job, babe." You know, like, "Oh, okay. Somebody asked my kid to take a picture of him." So Brian, me, everybody went to barbecue at the Sweet Fire. Absolutely delicious. We're walking back. This little couple, probably late 60s, 70-ish, come walking up, and they were wearing their Hot Wheels stuff, and we were approaching them there, and they go, "Hey, that's her." I'm like, "Wait a second. How does anybody know my kid?"
Yeah.
And so they come over and they're like, "We have got something to show you. Your daughter is so sweet. She took a picture for us so we could be in the picture together. You know what else your daughter did?" I was like, "What's that?" And they hold their phone up. And Sydney is king. She'll take a photo for you, but then you're getting I switched the camera. And
I've done that before.
They said they were going to take that back and they were going to show it to everybody. It was the sweetest thing they'd ever been. Just so funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it was great. The convention was a blast. It was a blast.
So are you going to Dallas?
I was told steps.
What was that?
I was told baby steps.
Oh, okay.
No, there is no baby steps. That Band-Aid gets ripped off. You're going Tuesday. And she's coming with. And you're going to walk. What?
We're coming Tuesday? The whole thing?
The whole thing.
All right. Well, next car meet that you guys are at, I'm going to pass a hat. Because you don't know what can happen in 2.5 days.
You getting legalized? You getting one of these?
Not yet. No, we're going to. I can afford a ring.
Yeah,
Baby
you
steps.
don't need a ring. Baby steps.
That's great.
Sorry. Couldn't resist it. It was just too easy.
Yeah. Okay. Now back to the serious part of our program. Are you going to be late for Stangler's convention in June? Again, that's Nitcher.
No, I believe I'm taking Friday off. I think we're going to be down Thursday night. When is
Nice.
it starting? Wednesday?
So
Yeah.
it starts Wednesday, and then Thursday there's some more. We get down there Friday. We're gonna do the something on Friday. Well, it's out there now, isn't it? It's on the schedule.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's on the
Yeah,
schedule.
we're doing the live on Thursday night.
Well,
We already
Friday.
know, or Friday night, excuse
Friday
me,
night.
Friday night. We already know Andrew Bates is going to be on. We already know Nitcher's going to be on. If you want to come down, stop, say hi. We're shooting it from 3 to 5. You're welcome to come say hi.
We're at
Everybody would.
We don't know yet.
We don't know.
Yeah, at Chris's event, yes.
Is
But
that Chris's
where
event?
where we don't know yet. We haven't
gotta
got
look that out.
the location ironed out yet, but yeah, we will be going live from the event down there, so that'll be fun. And there will be all sorts of guests popping up.
down Wednesday or Thursday?
We are coming down actually early Friday morning.
Friday morning, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll be the late ones this time. So
Don't worry, we'll take the heat off for you.
No, she had already planned on us leaving Thursday after work.
Nice. I mean, if we could do it Thursday after work, we would. But
we're going to be down Friday with you guys.
Yeah, there you go. So we got to load up. We got to.
Coming in
from the
live.
men's room. As long as it's got internet, we're good.
I can think of a couple of better places we can find. I don't really want to do that one.
Men's room is different, especially if it came from Nitcher.
No, actually, it came from Stangler, which I'm
Chris. That's kind of funny. That's from the top rope right there.
We can
All
do
right.
it Longhorn.
Yeah, that's we can do it from Longhorn. All right. How do you help others in the hobby? What do you do to help somebody in the hobby?
So if I'm at a store and I'm looking for Hot Wheels or I'm stacking Hot Wheels in my hand and kids come up or something like that, or another collector comes up, I'm not one of those people that's, if it's a kid that comes up looking at Hot Wheels, I'll try to talk to the parents, what kind does he collect, or, okay, well, this is a good one. Here's one to play with, and, put that one back for him, or her. Not to mention, I'll always help anybody out, try to find anything. There's a gal that I work with, my extra Corvette and 240. Me and Lisa gave it to a gal at work for her son. I originally talked about, selling them to her, and she's going through a little bit. So, I mean, I help when I can. And most of the time when I'm trying to sell a Hot Wheel, it's to make up for everything I've given away, which I've given away probably more than I've made. And then some.
I think that's pretty consistent with most people that are in the hobby for reasons of helping others. They give away more than they make, and they're okay with it. In fact, they feel pretty good about it. I know that's what we'll try to do. And Nitcher puts up here, Jamie is always giving people stuff. He'll work cars just because he heard someone likes the casting. He helps with the customs as well. It pretty much echoes what you've already just said. So that's pretty cool from Brian to say that about you. I've met you. The first time I met you, I just remember you being very willing to talk to us and just be very open. And, it seemed, if trying to remember, you seemed pretty excited when you met us the first time. We're like, we're just a couple of guys. Nobody.
We're just normal people.
Yeah.
With
Anyway,
lots of
I don't
toes.
know where I was going with that. So
Bubble.
yeah.
What? We're
Like,
not
you got outside of my bubble.
Well, we're trying to
True.
get down into that area bubble a little bit more often than we have been. So
Yeah, we like going down there. We had a good time.
we like going
Uh,
anywhere really.
yeah, that's true. What would you change about the hobby?
If I could change anything in the hobby, it'd be, you know, a little more policing of what goes out the back door of Mattel and gets sold on eBay, and scalpers running out and taking everything off the shelves. And, you know, I mean, it's just about every part of every hobby, but it just, people that actually collect, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I've had my fair share of,
Yeah.
I find a pallet, you know, I will take most, won't take all, just because
Yeah.
I don't do that, but I will take most. But it's like it doesn't happen enough to where it's that big of a deal, you know what I mean? And half the time it's an old casting that's behind on everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the and the price gouging. I mean, there's certain stuff that I really like, and it's like I just cannot bring myself to spend, and I know this is a laughable moment for most of you, but I can't bring myself to spend $200 on a Hot Wheel. But I'll go out for 3 weeks straight and spend 95 to 100.
Trying to find them.
No, because I have a hoarding problem also. But I
Eh.
get to it after everybody else does. So
I think you kind of hit on a key point there. You know, when you're talking about the price gouging and you're not willing to pay $200 for a single car, but yet when you look at it from a different perspective, you're spending 95 to $200 trying to hunt for all this stuff in terms of gas, time, and the actual cars. You know, I think it's the sticker shock of it. $200 for a car. I remember those days, and now, you know, one of the cars I wanted to rip tonight, but I'm not, because I'm going to save that for something else, is just that. I spent $250 on it, and I didn't even think about it. It wasn't even a question,
baby,
you know. You know,
I'm staying out of this conversation because you got to. I have spent stupid money on a car before, so
yeah,
I am not innocent in any way, shape, or form. But I do remember a point in time where I wish I had it open, but I don't. I spent $85 on a Hot Wheel, and I thought I had absolutely lost my mind.
mm-hmm.
And now I look back at that and be like, yeah, I wish I could still say that, but I know I can't because, I mean, you know, it depends on what it is too. I mean, yeah, there's cars out there that are worth a lot of money, and I can't see paying it. I'm not, you know, I'm perfectly happy with finding the $10 cars at a gas station or, you know, a $3 car at a Walmart. You know, just I don't need to have the latest, greatest everything. I do have quite a few chase pieces from like the Black Zeros and stuff. I have a lot of. I've got probably 5 or 6 of them, but every one that I actually do have, they're all open. So
Yeah,
I do get the whole point of not wanting to spend the money on cars just because especially if you're gonna rip them open, which
yeah,
people might think I have all of my cars loose because of what's behind me, but I don't. This is very, very tiny in my collection. 90% of my collection is carded. So
yeah.
all of
For me,
it, the only time I open mine is when I drop it and I bend a corner. I
mm,
open it, I play with it, and then I give it to somebody. All of
thank you.
it is carded.
Oh.
I
They
think
roll so much better out of the package. Just saying.
they do. I mean, I think the big thing here, though, is if you're willing to spend the 200 and you're happy with the car or whatever the price is, if you're happy with it in the end, then it's worth it. If you are going to sit there and go, I'm going to spend 200 and you're like kind of regretting it or, hem-hawing a little bit, then don't do it because you'll regret it and you'll be like, oh, I can't believe I spent that. But you know what, like Brent says, they are better out of the package.
I swear you really like that segue.
Oh, we're doing that?
No, this is just me.
I already ripped these two.
Well, I haven't ripped mine yet. I have looked at this and looked at it.
Oh, I've got one more yet. So obviously, hey, this Bronco actually rolls. Whee!
See, I sit over here like an eagle and my precious.
Dude, I can go do the same thing. I got cars in the back that will never get opened because I just can't. He doesn't have a threshold for pain. I do. And
Not really.
What's up, Dell?
I've been told no twice.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim, how are you?
I mean, I shouldn't say forced. We were told to open carded red lines once.
Yeah.
And he almost dropped his, so.
Yeah.
They come with cards. Hello Kitty.
Oh, that's cool.
You always got to have a little Hello Kitty cards in your life.
Jim, how are you? Glad you made it home safe.
2?
It's too bad they didn't make these cards like baseball cards because these things they're solid.
Nice.
Corners on them.
There you go.
But I have yet to open out of all the tarmacs and NO64s I bought. I have never opened one out of the box.
So what you're doing is new. You're looking like a pro over there. So I'm just saying.
No, it's taking forever.
Wow, you got to see Kent struggle with cardboard some of those nights. It's quite hilarious.
It's brutal.
Sometimes they just fall off the card, and sometimes they fight you every step of the way.
Yeah,
especially ones with the plastic sleeves on them.
Well, it's screwed in, but I'm pretty sure I'm taking this apart.
There you go. Oh yeah, it's screwed in.
Yeah,
but still, that's an Audi, isn't it?
I think that's an Audi R8.
What for what it is?
That's cool.
What I love about tarmac and NO64 is you probably cannot see it, but there is an antenna right here.
Yeah, I can see it just barely. I was looking at the intricate cutouts in the middle of the wing risers and stuff, and
see those wing risers right here?
Yeah,
like paper thin.
Oh yeah,
solid. It's absolutely incredible, and the detail of it. I mean, they painted the wheels. You know, they got little pink slots in there, so when it. But it's no, I mean it's the detail is absolutely incredible.
See, and I bought this at a gas station, and the cab is. What's that? Is
that a Mazedo?
Yeah, and it came with that one.
Mazedo makes some pretty cool stuff.
I like the fact that they're doing the lowriders again, and not like the greenlight version of the lowriders that don't do anything. These ones actually have the adjustable suspension on them. So anytime I can get some adjustable suspension lowriders, I'm a happy camper. But yeah, that one. This was literally bought I bought this one at a truck stop going to St. Louis, along with this one. This was a ripper the other week. Make my hand out of the way, but you know, same brand. This one's actually screwed together though, so that was kind of nice. But I'll fix that one. But yeah, the quality on that is absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean it's really cool.
No, and I've always wanted to open one, and I'll probably get the screwdriver out here in a little bit and peel it off. From what I've heard, tarmac don't roll for crap.
No, that's a negative. We do not like that. They must roll.
Yeah. That's definitely. I mean, granted, I got a brick or two in the collection, but just because I don't want to pay the money to replace them. But yeah, I
Okay,
get
so
it.
Well, I've
oh,
opened Cato House, and Cato House go down the track pretty good.
Yes, they do.
sweet. Okay, so we talked about your favorite moment or what you thought about convention, but what's your favorite moment in the hobby so far overall?
I would probably say you guys know Jeff, right? Older Jeff from Capital City. He's
I
older.
think so.
Uh,
I think so. Yeah.
he was there, but unboxing my first Super.
Mm.
Oh, cool.
That was because I'd always heard about it when I started collecting. I'd always heard about it because they came out in what 95, and they
Yep.
were so hard to find. And the Walgreens I worked at when I was 19, we had Hot Wheels, but the manager there always went through them and pulled out what he wanted before they ever hit the floor. So when I got into the hobby, really, really hard. I have a friend from Nebraska, actually. His name's Chad. He got me into the hobby, and I've been nuts about him ever since. I was at Walmart, and I happened to come in, and they had a brand new pallet. Like I think there was 15 cases, and Jeff happened to walk up, and this was before I ever knew Jeff. And Jeff walks up, and he goes, "Oh, you're wanting to dig in those boxes, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Absolutely."
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "Well, it's real. I'll show you what you do." And he goes, "Ask the worker if we can crack them open." And so he sat there and he showed me, and he showed me, hey, the supers are usually on the top, and and showed me the reins, and we pulled all this. I think we left 2 supers that night, and then, but it was the Hudson,
Mm.
the
Oh, okay.
The red.
Hudson,
The green.
yeah,
That's the red one.
red and gold one.
Mm-hmm. I
But
found 2 of those.
Oh, I'm thinking of the Tucker. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, no.
Nice.
Leave it.
it was nice. It was slick, and that's not the only time. And Jeff kind of was always really, really cool, and I'd run into him every once in a while. The second time I ran into him was at Toys R Us, and this was when I was going there looking for the Ghostbusters Echo One. It was a subset, and get in there and there's none. Well, he happened to be coming out when I was going in, and I said hey to him. Well, when I come out, he goes, "What were you looking for?" And I told him the Echo One, and he gave me one.
Nice.
So when it comes to Hot Wheels, everything I've learned about helping, everybody that's in, Buck, Brian, Jimmy, Kent, Ashley, there's a lot of good guys in the club. I know I'm forgetting to mention some, but we love what we do. And, there are some guys that are in it for the money, and there's some of us that just want to have a good time. And
Yeah.
the convention was exactly what I do this for. The friendships, the fellowship, the joking around, going to getting dinner together. You guys went to Longhorn with us that night.
Mm-hmm.
Good time.
To me, these are memories, especially for a person that doesn't drink.
No.
And, you think you can't have fun when you're an alcoholic, and you can't think you can't have fun without alcohol. Hot Wheels shows that's wrong.
Yeah. And one thing that I don't know if you know this or not, but there's actually a lot of recovering alcoholics that are Hot Wheel collectors.
Just addiction in general.
Yeah. I mean, I know two or three personally that are recovering alcoholics that are huge in the diecast community, and they do everything they can to make everything, everybody's time memorable, whether it just be hanging out, or putting on an event, or doing whatever they can just to make somebody else's day. So I definitely understand it.
Yeah, it's and it was brought to my attention that in the midst of everything, I forgot Rainey, which is probably one of my favorite people in Hot
Ooh, you're in
Wheels.
trouble now. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was about to name drop here in a second because it's like she keeps all of you guys in line.
I know,
That's
I
a
know,
job in and of itself.
and
But
she
yeah,
is one of my favorite people. There's a handful of people in this club that I'm really close to, and
yeah,
her and Nick are one of them.
yeah,
Oh,
Hmm.
those two are pretty cool. But
I'm sorry about that, Rainey. I
I
will
think she'll forgive you.
don't worry,
flashing in public.
don't worry. I understand because I always hate it when I forget to mention somebody too. So I can definitely relate to you on that one. Uh, no, you have not missed either of those yet, Jim, and we'll get those down there. He's kind of hinted at it already.
Hmm.
He didn't give a specific model. He just said he likes Ferraris a lot. So we'll get into that. Well, you know why we got it up here. What is your favorite casting?
So when Ferrari and Hot Wheels went their separate ways, I sold all my Ferraris because I'm like, well, if you sell out Hot Wheels, then I'm gonna sell you out, and kind of stopped collecting them. So now my favorite is the Bone Shaker,
Ah, okay.
a fantasy casting, and a Larry Woods original, and God, I have a lot of them.
I think it's almost mandatory if you collect Hot Wheels that you have to have bone shakers. Because I think I've probably got at least probably 15 of them just on my walls down here. So I definitely know the feeling on the bone shakers. They're nice.
And
What
I did bring a few that
Ooh,
are
that's a box man if I'm correct, aren't I?
box man.
There you go.
Number two of
Oh,
five.
All right, well, we know that that's not getting opened.
yeah.
At least I hope it's not.
Um,
So, oh, go ahead, Jamie.
I was gonna say. Then I have a one of one custom that a good friend of mine from Bone Shaker Central made for me. I love Shell Oil, hence Ferrari. I told him what I wanted. I wanted Shell,
Oh, wow.
Oh,
and he
that's cool.
made me my own custom. One of one. It's probably one of my favorites. One of my favorites. And then the other gem in Bone Shaker Central, you can't really tell, but it's called the Barnyard series, Barnyard Find, and it's got the rust patina and the painted
That's
eyeballs. And
Very nice.
I don't know what it is about golf, but the blue, that blue and orange just pop, and on a Bone Shaker looks fantastic.
nice.
Especially, I love the two that Chris did for the convention, and
Yeah, those were nice.
had those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Those
think that's the cool. There's something for everybody there. What advice would you give to someone who wants to be in the hobby or has just started? What can you offer to them to encourage them?
buy it because you like it. Um, pick a casting or two. Learn from a professional that has. I don't collect Porsche, but I have a lot of Porsche. I don't collect this, but I have a lot of this. It would be a lot cheaper if I narrowed it down to a couple castings.
Yeah.
And do it because you love it. Don't do it for a business because you're not
Yeah.
going to money. There's no gold in these hills.
No.
Not at all.
So I think you've kind of already answered this one a little bit as well, but if you want to give a little bit more detail, is your collection mainly carded or loose, and why?
Oh, most of mine are carded because I have OCD. Like, I can sit here, just sitting here. I can tell you what cards have issues that I eventually will have to replace. I know one of my daughter's Tesla Supers that I got her has to be replaced. It's got a cracked blister. So when I have OCD as bad as I do, if I have it, it's got to be as close to perfect as possible. No, soft,
understandable.
No creases. I collect the paper as well. I love the art as much as I love the castings.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, collect how you want to collect. There's no wrong way, I should say. That's what I was trying to get at. All right. If money was not a factor, what is one card that you would like to add that you do not have right now?
Like driving or like Hot Wheels?
Let's do both.
All right. Let's do both.
As far as Hot Wheels go, a casting that I would probably can't really say there is a casting that I would collect. I want to collect it. I'll collect it. However, if I could collect, and money wasn't an option, makes sense, but I would probably be a red line collector. Because it kind of seems like some of the older gentlemen that have ran out and peg chased and chase hunted and all this other stuff, they want to sell off their carded stuff and go for some of the original stuff.
Yeah.
Just like to have one of the original beach bombs. I mean, there's plenty of bone shakers out there I would love to own, but man, like you said, money's no option. But yeah, and as far as in real life, the correct answer would be probably the 2024 Ford Mustang Shelby Cobra.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah,
very nice. All right.
I would die shortly after. There's no reason irresponsible an adult.
Insert Mustang joke here.
Go big or go home, I say.
Absolutely.
So tell me how you became part of Capital City, and what does being a part of Capital City mean to you?
I always wanted to do kind of a club thing, even in high school, I wanted to be a part of something. I played on the baseball. I wasn't part of the crowd. We moved around so much that I never had that group. I mean, I had my friends, but I'm that group of people. And I was at Target, I think, and I ran into, I want to say, Brian with a Y, and I can't remember who was with him, but I believe it was Brian with a Y that mentioned the club. And then he told me, maybe I am getting old.
We all are.
And then I met with, he told me to get a hold of Buck. And the thing was, I'd known Buck previously. his wife is my ex-fiance's half sister.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought those two hated me in my ex split. And it's the exact opposite. I mean, the bad blood between them, when I was with my ex, I thought it was different than it turns out to be. Buck and Ryan are great people. We had a blast at the convention, and they both work really hard for the club. Now, as far as the club goes, I love it. I love every part of it. I would like to get into customizing with the guys. But I mean, I got sausages for fingers, and these cars are off a little. But I like that we're trying to save a hobby. We're trying to keep a hobby alive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we have our toy shows or our car shows, you know, we give away Hot Wheels to little kids, whether it's girl or boy. And what the hell is how they've kind of crossed over. Now they're making, you know, Hot Wheels for girls, with Barbie and Hello Kitty and stuff like that. But not only that, it's just seeing a kid's face light is probably one of the biggest natural highs you can get in this hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing, because it kind of almost takes you back to when, oh my God, here it is, you know, something you looked for and you finally get to find. And because I didn't have that when I was a kid, you know, when I was young, like some of these kids are 6 years old, we're in the projects. We didn't have Hot Wheels. I mean, I might have had a couple that my dad might have bought me, or He-Man or something like that, but we didn't have Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
Really around when I was a kid, it was baseball cards and the little green cheap army men that you blow up.
Yeah.
So, and just the amount of detail.
Yeah.
And what it does, you know, what it's done for my life, and just to see what it does for others and the community that Hot Wheel provides with the fellowship and the camaraderie and stuff. That's what makes me proud to be in Capital City, is that, you know, when they had the charity auction, that's huge. You know, that's going out to the community. Granted, I didn't have the big bucks to throw around like some of them fellas, but it's good to see it in work. Because if we don't get it for the younger generation, you know, if we don't get the younger generation, there's not going to be anything in this hobby.
Yeah, we're all sitting on a whole bunch of expensive trash. I mean, if you think about it, you know, that's what we're doing too. You know, it's like getting the kids involved, you know, getting the kids to have fun, and then hopefully they continue this hobby on, because we're not going to be around forever. You know, everything that's in every one of our houses will eventually end up in someone else's house. You know, hopefully, you know, family. Exactly, Brian. You're dead wrong. You're dead right. You know, family is it. You know, the friends who have the helping out the communities. I mean, I can't remember the exact number that, you know, they raised at the convention, but it was over 100,000, I think. I want to say it was 90, or I don't know. I can't remember what it was now. But it was, you know, they raise a lot of money, and it all goes to the Children's Miracle Network. And, you know, I know that, you know, we donate to Children's Hospital and stuff like that. And, you know, everything, you know, exactly. Can't, you know, come here for the car, stay for the friendship, you know, and that's what it's about. It's not about, you know, who's got the biggest collection, who has the most expensive cars. It's about hanging out and having a good time with your friends. But in actuality, it's hanging out with your family. So,
yeah, definitely. It's family you didn't even realize you had, from places you never thought
yeah.
you would see. That's what I love about it. Okay. Another serious type like question here.
I think you already answered that one.
Who's the biggest influence on you in the hobby? We haven't asked that one yet.
Currently, in the beginning, like
just in general.
Well, I mean, most of. I would say my buddy Chad. He played a big part in collecting the way I collect. But I mean, there's 5-6 guys that are in Cap City Diecast that I can't put one higher than the other. And if I could, it'd probably be Brian and Randy, but or Buck.
Okay.
So
yep. Good job. You didn't forget this time.
And I don't know if you caught that or
messages.
Well, because Rainey actually she actually said, "You are an amazing guy, Jamie. Love you." So I don't know if you saw that or not, but
they're amazing people. I couldn't.
100%.
The people that even you guys. Like when I first met you guys, I thought, oh, there's another collection club. Who the hell's this Mid-States down here at Art? It's kind of like the East Siders and the West Siders. It's like, who's on our turf? Who's on our turf?
Mm-hmm.
But then I meet you guys, and you guys you guys aren't in it for the money. Like there's guys asking $10 for a mainline, and you guys are over here with $2. And I'm like, what? What is that? You know what I mean?
We that was a little painful show. I got a little talking to.
Well, I mean, there's
selling Silverados for $1.
You were selling the gassers for $1. That's what it was.
Yeah. But I had those Zaymat gassers too.
Yeah.
And I sold those for $2. And somebody else had them there, and I don't know who it is, and if I do, I'm not going to mention their name. Had them for a really high number, I thought. And I'm pretty sure he went home with every single one of his, and I didn't. So being nice to each other, yeah, if you're going to buy a whole bunch and save some back, great. Just don't hurt your friends to help yourself, I guess.
Yeah. Or
that's
don't benefit off your friends. That's the thing I like to say is, don't treat everybody like they're your own personal bank. It's, there's, I've heard, people say that I'm not a collector and I'm just in it for the money. And I'm just like, man, I am surely spending my money wrong. So.
And that's the whole thing with me is I feel blessed to be a part of Capital City Diecast. I really do. And there is a select few that when I find out they're looking for something or want something and they ask me, well, what's the price? Your money's not good here.
You've done that before too.
If it's for their collection, like what Kent did for my daughter, giving her that Tesla that she does not have. That's good people hang around good people.
Mm-hmm.
And it does come back because when you're good to people, people are good to you. And it's not something you see every day. That's something that's so hard to find that I've been looking for forever and just walk up and hand it to my kid. I mean, it's crazy. It's not like a mainline either. I mean, it's something that I've literally
seek and destroy.
Triggered no, she has a card problem just like I do.
No, I meant like seek and destroy, as in you were on the hunt for it and you weren't going to stop until you found it.
I thought you said so she'll destroy.
No, a seek and destroy.
No. Yeah. I mean, we literally the last hours on a Saturday night in Columbus, we were doing that, trying to get the last of the ID cars.
Mm-hmm. I walked up
And
19 stories. Well, technically it would be 18 because there is no 13th floor. So,
Well, let me know
uh,
if you get a Tesla because I need it.
well, shoot me what you're looking for. I might have 6. You never know.
It's from the C case,
The new ones?
No, C-Case Tesla
the
ID car.
the Roadster.
Oh,
Yeah.
That oh,
I have one.
I
I can
have
show
one.
you. I can show it to you.
If we walk over here,
Literally, it's just right over there.
it's that it's I know it's out there, but dang, I don't want to pay for it. It's kind of like the dealership exclusive Forerunner, the alternate card art for my Boulevard collection. That's the only one I'm missing, is that black Forerunner that was dealership exclusive.
You would be referring to this one.
Oh my god!
Sorry.
And you open it?
Every single, I have got all 136 of my ID cards open.
This is about as good as when Deidre is watching me open.
But I didn't open it in front of him. It was already open.
Oh, I would have cried.
Okay, well, now, in my defense, I opened the C case. I opened all of them when I got them. I paid $70 for the whole case. I collected the ID. I collected the ID line, and it was the last. It was the next 12, and there was a lot of good cars in there. You know, there was the 30 Back to the Future, the Porsche, the Tesla, the McLaren. There was the Freightliner, which honestly I think is one of my favorite ones. There was the Lambo. Like, there was a lot of high end cars, and I'm like, these are going to be a nightmare to find. I'm just going to buy a case. And at the time, I told him, I'm like, hey, just buy it. Then you don't have to hunt for them. And so we both bought them at the same time, or within an hour of each other, probably. And then the news hit that the ID line was canceled and that they weren't going to stores. And I think it was J-Car Diecast was the only ones that got them. So there's not very many of these things, and I'm very proud to say that I have the last 12 of them just because I'm an ID collector. So, but yeah, if you ever want to see them all, come on over.
I'll just hop in the red Mustang and we'll drive up there real quick.
There you go. Oh, what do we got here?
Well, I was waiting to do this, and I was trying to find a spot where we could pop it in here, and then Jimmy just kind of said, "Oh, come see us." So that seemed like perfect time to talk about this.
Very true.
Obviously, you got what's up there. The Topeka Toy Show on the 20th of September from 9 to 5. That's a long time.
A long time away.
Yeah. 8 to 6 for vendor hours. Wow. In Topeka at the Expo Center, I think. Stormont Vale Event Center. Okay, gotcha.
It's going to be
150. If you want to sign up, there's that nice little QR code there. You use that. Snacks available for purchase. Well, we got to have our snacks, right?
Must get snacks.
So, Jamie, what can you tell us about this show? How can you hype this up for folks?
This is going to be the biggest toy show that's ever come to Topeka. I don't know if it says it specifically on there, but it's going to be over 200 tables.
It says 150 plus booth.
Okay, gotcha. So depending on how close we can cram every. No, I'm just kidding. It's going to be big, which we're all toy collectors. I think it's a good opportunity to bring a lot of different hobbies together and see a lot of different stuff. For us Hot Wheel guys, Hot Wheels is Hot Wheels, but you bring other toys in, there's a good possibility you might swing somebody from dolls to cars or vice versa. I don't plan on collecting dolls, but
Yeah, I've got I've got Pop Funkos. Um, I've got a lot of Killer Clowns from Outer Space memorabilia. Um, I have a growing duck population, so yeah, I get the crossover, and it'll be nice to be able to just kind of check things out. So I'm excited for that one.
Well, not only that, but also meet some other vendors.
Right? Yeah.
Get bring in, hopefully with it being closer to the center of Topeka and actually being at the event center. It's going to be a huge turnout. Plus, I mean, they're going to have nachos on tap. I mean, who doesn't love nachos on tap?
I'm in. I like me some nachos.
How are you guys going about promoting this? Have you decided or discussed that? I mean, obviously anybody from the club is welcome to come on the show and talk about it. But are you guys like looking to do Facebook, print, or radio, TV ads, or how are you looking to do that?
As of right now, I mean, we're kind of just kind of sharing it on Facebook. We probably need to, try to get, and I know I'm probably volunteering myself for this, but we probably need to get to some toy shows, maybe up in Kansas City that might be coming up or something. Try to drop some flyers or,
Legends Tour.
Yeah, Legends Tour, or even that, or even possibly taking it maybe taking it a step further and almost trying to promote like an off page off of Capital City Diecast, just to try to drive attendance. I don't know. I mean, I'm not real. I mean, there's stand out on the corner and swing the sign around. But
hey, do what you got to do.
And when we're down there for the Legends, if you guys got flyers printed off, we'll gladly bring them back up here and put them out at every show we go to from here to Mason City all the way up into Minnesota. So.
Yeah, and I'd like to get out there to some of those shows with you guys as well. And I know with me moving and a couple of the shows, I think your guys' next show is, I believe, in conflict with prior engagement I have. But no, I like the camaraderie. I want to go. You guys,
flyers.
Capital City guys on the way to T-Town, because I told T-Town in November I could come down. So
there you go.
Yeah,
unless snow's flying, I will probably be there.
I think we're gonna do September for sure, and then if it works out to do November, we'll do both again, weather permitting, as we get into that silly season.
Let's not talk about that season.
Yeah, it's just now starting to warm up.
We just got over with that.
Okay, so last question for the night. It's always the last question. It's always the funnest question. It's kind of become a staple here. And Evan already asked it. I didn't put it up, so I'm going to go find it. All right, here it is. What he's asking is this. Which way do you face your cars that are loose? Do you face them A, with the driver's side showing, or B, with the passenger side showing?
Got to go with Hot Wheels on this passenger side.
Nice.
Matchbox. I'm Hot Wheels.
Yeah, see, and I actually have, like I said earlier, I have a little bit of everything. And it's, even my Matchbox are all facing the passenger side. So
it's my OCD.
It's wrong.
My OCD.
No, you're not wrong. And what is that? Is this punishment?
You know what? Actually.
Oh.
No.
You don't know.
No. Don't do that to Lee.
Oh, not the
Oh.
corner. Not the corner.
Oh. At least do it with acetone so you don't rip up the card art.
Now you say bent the car.
Oh, man. Oh.
Okay, that didn't do bad. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, that's livable.
that happened. That happened.
Damn.
So this is what happens when people hang out with us too much. Oh, that is gorgeous.
That's cool.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
Batman.
Red lines. I mean, the roof is out of control.
The paint is just, it's like a mirror.
Now, this is a limited edition House of Cars, and it is a Lee. Well, I don't even think it's a Lee Allen.
It should be a Lee.
No, this is a Drela.
Oh, wow.
All right, wonderful. So I did not.
Okay, thank God. Okay, crises averted.
No. He did the car. He did the card.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
That's right. You still got the card.
Minimal
right,
damage.
Yeah, right. And I'm gonna have to have Jimmy fix it.
Well, what you need to do is have Lee sign that now.
Yeah.
All right. I love the car. And I'll tell you what, that's another one thing about the convention I absolutely loved was meeting Lee Allen. That dude is so down to earth and as busy as he is, and it's like I tried not to be starstruck. Like, oh my God, like I'm shaking Zeus's hand or something, but it's so hard to find his cars that I want, like the bingo shakers that I started collecting. Usually cost me $75 to $90 each. I could probably get them if I go to Las Vegas. Las Vegas is three things. It's a long car ride that I probably will never take, or it's a plane ride. And the only thing that big that flies is Shamu.
I've seen bigger.
This ain't Dumbo drop. Like, flying.
God,
I've watched too many movies. And the third is it is way too hot. And for a person that does not like a lot of people, it gives me anxiety just watching Las Vegas on TV.
Yeah.
Hot and a lot of people, that's like going to LA. I want to go to LA.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Well, I don't know how many of you it's going to take me to get on a plane, but I know you guys will probably try.
Did you ever watch the A-Team as a kid?
Murdoch.
We can just get
BA.
Yeah, BA hated to fly, so they just kept giving him a shot, and he'd wake up and he was on the ground. Did you put me on a plane again?
So no, and honestly, this is everything I thought it would be. I think this is the most expensive Hot Wheel I've ever opened, and it felt exactly what I thought it would feel like.
Nice.
Painful.
Painful that $100 car. I didn't pay that for it, but I know they're going up because it's Rat Fink, and Rat Fink is pretty good, and so does Drela. Drela does a lot of good work. This is probably my 5th or 6th Drela, and I love my customs. Most of my customs are not carded unless they're Lee Allen or Stangler. Other than that, I love it for the artwork. I love that this was hand painted. I mean, they're all hand painted, but somebody made this with their hand. Like custom Hot Wheels is, like Brian and Jimmy do. Kent does. I love customs. It just it's artwork to me. It's some rendition of what they think is badass, and I love
We'll
it.
let it slide. Beep.
I forgot we were live.
No, you're fine.
Thought we were just having a friendly phone conversation amongst friends.
We technically we are, but
We are, yeah.
we just the only reason that we do the family friendly thing is because it makes it so that way YouTube and everything allows it to be played over and over again without having any flags or any guideline violations or anything like that. So our message gets to stay out there. So that's our main reason. But once the live button goes away, then it changes. So it gets easier the more you rip open. And usually I'm not wrong. And I actually when I walked over there to put that Tesla back, I grabbed another one for you to see. I don't know if you've ever seen this one out of the box.
And they are going up in price.
I love the roofs on these. If
Oh,
I can catch the light, which I can't. Where is it? There. Oh, there it is.
Some of those cars, like you see the Joker Hot Wheel that they did, it's like it is nothing compared to that. I mean, that is an absolutely amazing piece.
Yeah. And because I'm evil, there's a Legends one.
Yeah. Wait a second. When you say Legends, are you talking about ID?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, thank God. I was hoping you weren't saying NFT.
No. I don't have that kind of money. But I just brought over the ID ones.
Oh yeah.
Even I won't rip an NFT.
Actually,
even the cheap seats.
Yeah. And actually, from what I was told, the boxes are the main line. The carded one is the chase. That's what
I don't know. I only have the carded versions. I don't have any of the special ones on the NFT line.
Yeah.
But yes, the carded ones were the chase ones. So technically, this is a chase piece, even though it looks hideous.
Like the art car minus the roof.
Yeah. I mean, the wheels is what made the ID line. And when they did the chase ones, and I'm saying chase because that's what they were, the wheels destroyed the chase ones. Why they decided to use normal wheels instead of the ID wheels was, I will never understand that thinking. So.
All right. So I think we answered all the questions. Again, your guys' show is September 20th down in Topeka. It's supposed to be a huge show, 150 tables of awesomeness, 9 to 5 for the hours, 8 to 6 for vendors. We've got Stangler's show coming up in Father's Day weekend, the show in Fremont as well, same Saturday. That's really about it. Also, want to give a shout out to the Topeka guys, or not Topeka, Tulsa guys, because they have their show. So Kim and all of them, I hope you guys have a good show this weekend. And then we've got there's a Mason City show coming up somewhere in between there in June too. So lots of things coming up. Maybe not like the winter where it's maybe 2 or 3 shows every weekend all at the same time. But there's still lots of goodness out there. And again, as always, be kind to each other. And I got one more card to rip. Do you have anything else to rip tonight, Brent?
Nah, I'm good. I'll hold them for next week.
All right. So this is number 2879 of 4,000. Now, the key to this one is whether or not it'll roll.
It's a true theory. I've seen 4 or 5 of them open, and I've only seen, I think, 1 that rolled.
More than 2 inches.
Yeah. Come on. I hope it rolls. I really do. I'm fingers crossed.
Okay.
It is probably one of the baddest GMCs out there.
I'm not holding out hope.
Damn. Another one to the list.
This one, Oh, I was wrong.
Oh, score!
Yeah.
A Hot Wheel that rolls. Yay.
Yeah, baby, it rolls.
We have seen 4 or 5 of those opened and only 2 now rolled. So
Yeah, I don't know
mine's a
why.
non-roller.
I'm happy. That makes me happy.
It is from the 2020 Atlanta convention that didn't happen.
Charlotte.
Or no, was that Charlotte?
Happen.
Was it Charlotte?
Charlotte.
Or was it?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Charlotte,
was the original.
that did not happen.
That was the Charlotte 2020 convention that didn't happen. That was a COVID convention. Yeah, the ID badges look like this because they just mailed them to you. Versus, of course, I don't have my Atlanta one down here, but this was the other Charlotte in 22. So
that's how a badge should look.
Yeah. This, boo.
No, boo.
This is happy.
Good.
Well, mine ain't signed, but I don't want
the autograph lines are tedious. Don't trust me. I understand that one.
It was like, I think the first time I went to a convention where I didn't try to get into every single line. It just, I don't know, for whatever reason, I just wasn't feeling it. I was more wanting to hang out with the boys and do things like that. So I think that's all we got for tonight. Now,
I can't think of anything else.
I do want to say this though. You got to be there on Friday. You missed it all.
No, he said you got there on Friday. You missed it all.
He's such an antagonist, isn't he?
A little bit. But yeah, you will never live that down. So just be prepared. So.
So I don't think we're going to have a show next week. That is Memorial Day weekend.
Oh yeah, I will be out of town.
I have to go put flags up for all the veteran grave sites, so we will not have a show next week. But however, the Thursday after that, the 29th, we're going to have this Chris Stangler guy. Have you ever heard of him, Jamie?
Chris Stangler? No.
No, I haven't either. I heard he's some customizer. He's got a show coming up in June down in Kansas City. I think we're going to be there. But he's going to be on. It's going to be a good time. I don't know how long this is going to go.